So, before we get started, gonna give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, HaQadash. Double honor to the apostle and elders of Great Millstone, still willing to dwell. Peace, blessing, and safety to the Lord's elect. You
Yeah, just something through the spirit, you know what I'm saying? About to make some shekels real quick. Um, it's a lot of stuff going on in the media, man. Uh, a lot of stuff, man. Just just wanted to go through the spirit because with all this stuff going on in the news and these different outlets, okay, these different platforms that the Lord has set up, man. You know, brothers should be on fire, man. It's like it's so much to talk about. It's so much to talk about. Uh, uh, it's always something to do a video on, man. You know, and that's how you know the Lord is about to make quiet His word, man. Okay, and quiet the prophets. Okay, which speak the words of the Lord, man. Because you know these things are speeding up. In terms of like what's going on in the world, it's overwhelming at times, man. You
know,
know, come on. Shalom, Mark. Yahawah Shabbat.
let me get this precept real quick. Second Ezra, like the brother said, so many things to talk about, so many things that's happening right now. It's not enough hours in the day, and free time to pretty much cover it all, prophetically and filter it to the scriptures. There's not enough time to cover everything, so you just got to do what the Spirit tell you to do, cover what the Spirit tell you to cover. Second Ezra 16, verse 37, it says, "Behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack." Yeah, so the plagues are drawing nigh and they're not slack. The Lord said, "Though it tarry, wait for it; it will surely come and will not tarry." The Lord also said that the Lord is not slack concerning His promise, as some men count slackness. All right, so matter of fact, I'm about to look up this word slack. It says, not using due diligence, care, negligent, moderate, and some quality. It says, blowing or flowing at a low speed. So these prophecies is not, these plagues is not coming at a low speed. They're coming at a high speed. Yep. It says, lacking in usual or normal firmness and steadiness, weak. So these plagues, they coming in strong. They're not coming in weak. It says, Second Ezra 16 and 37, "Behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack, as when a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son, within 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compass her womb, which pains when the child cometh, they slack not a moment." So the reason why I read this is because what it is these prophecies, these are like the spiritual contractions. When a woman gets closer and closer to the birth of that son, she has contractions and they become more painful and they come closer and closer together. That's how they know whether or not the baby is close to being born, because the contractions will be 2 minutes apart. Then it's minute and 30 seconds apart. Then it's 60 seconds apart. And then when the contractions start to be like 60 seconds apart, then you could basically start pushing. You know what I'm saying? Then it's time to push, because the man child is about to be born. And the scriptures speak on that, because that's where we at right now prophetically. Yahawashi, who is the man child, is about to be manifested back in this realm, in this earth. Revelation 13 and verse, no, not 13. Revelation 12 and verse 2, "And she being with child cried, travailing in birth and pain to be delivered." That's talking about 70 AD, or around the time when Yahawashi was about to come on the scene. Not 70 AD, but around the time when Yahawashi was about to come on the scene. The Romans persecuting Israel and slewing all the firstborn childs to try to stop the coming of the Messiah. It says, "And she being with child," Herod, "and she being with child cried, travailing in birth and pain to be delivered." And it's manifold, because it's also can be referred to now, because before we're going to be delivered out of this captivity, there's going to be great pains, as we just read. You know what I'm saying? it says great pains to be delivered. And verse 3, and there appeared another wonder in heaven, and behold, a great red dragon having 7 heads and 10 horns and 7 crowns upon his head, which is Esau, Edom. And his tail drew the third part of the stars of heaven, which is Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, and did cast them to the earth, put them into captivity. And the dragon stood before the woman, which was ready to be delivered. We're ready to be delivered, man. We're ready to be delivered. This is a handicap. We're ready to be delivered out of this captivity, man. So the dragon is standing in front of us, trying to basically trying to stop this deliverance, trying to stop this salvation from taking place. But they can't do that because it's all prophetic. It says in the dragon, and like I said, this is a manifold scripture because this is also talking about back then. It says, and did cast them to the earth, and the dragon stood before the woman which was ready to be delivered, for to devour her child as soon as it was born. To devour her child as soon as it was born. That's what Herod, what the brother referring to with Herod, Herod the Great. And him trying to, kill all the firstborn males to stop the coming of Yahawashi to come up on the scene, which he was unsuccessful. So there's so much going on because we're getting closer and closer to our salvation.
Yeah, come. And that's how you know. See, the scriptures tell us, if you can get 2 Ezra 9 real quick. The scriptures tell us on how to actually measure the things that's taking place in the world, man.
How you know that you're close to the Lord coming back? Matthew 24 chapter.
So it's so much to talk about. You got up, brother, for sure.
2 Ezra 9 and verse 1, and he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time when the highest will begin to visit the world which he made.
Yeah, so the Lord is a measure in the times. He allowed the prophets to give the measurement, okay, give the proper understanding of what the measurement is, okay, which is prophecy, okay, which comes from the Holy Scriptures, okay. That's how we measure the time that we're in, okay. That's how we measure the things that's going on in the earth is by the Scriptures, man. We look at everything and we filter it through the Scriptures, man. Okay, so when we filter it through the Scriptures, therefore we can get a clearer outlook on what's actually going on, man. Okay, and what's actually taking place, and what's taking place is prophecy, man. Okay, plagues, famines, death, destruction is going on all the way around us, man. Okay, like right now, you know what I'm saying, you got all these people at this little beach or whatever, man, coming up, because in a minute the Lord is about to take away all the outlets. The Lord is about to take away all the outlets that people use for a peace of mind. He about to take away niggas going to the beach. You know what I'm saying? He about to take away niggas drinking. Whatever your outlet is, the Lord is about to take it away. So that's why people is going to start going crazy in the streets, man. Okay, they're going to start rioting and taking it out on each other. That's why people is going to, friends shall fight friends like enemies, because they're not going to have no outlet to be able to release their anger, man. That's why women going to be getting raped, because it's going to be a time where the men going to be deprived of sexual, of intercourse, man. So the point that that urge gonna kick in, they're gonna be raping women, man. I shouldn't have said it like that on the camera, but
that's what shit already happening. Everything that you just named is already happening. It's just gonna come on a larger scale. It's gonna compass the earth. You know what I'm saying? Because we're coming into the hour of temptation. Scripture called the hour of temptation, also known as Jacob's trouble, also known as the time of great tribulation. So that's where we at. We right at the cusp of that. CUSP. Right at the door. Like Yahawashi said, he's at the door, and we know that he's at the door because let me get that. That goes into what we talking about, Matthew 24 and verse 32. It says, "Now learn a parable of the fig tree." So this is Yahawashi teaching you a parable to understand when he's coming. It says, "Now learn a parable of the fig tree, when his branch is yet tender, and putteth forth leaves, ye know that summer is nigh." So when you start to see the fruits, okay, when you start to see the vegetation grow on the trees, you know that summer is close. So when you start to see things manifest, Okay, because when you look at a tree, it's bare. In the wintertime, a tree is bare. There's no vegetation. There's no fruit on that tree.
That's right.
There's nothing for you to eat off of that tree. You know, there's no food for thought on that tree. But then when the vegetation shows, when the fruit start to come, that's how you know that the summer is close. So before you wasn't seeing the rumors of World War III, before you wasn't seeing the radio frequency identification device on the scene, before you wasn't seeing Jake waking up to the fact that they Israel in large numbers. But now you're seeing those fruits, now you're seeing those leaves. So you should know what's coming. It says, St. Matthew 24:33. So likewise, ye, when ye shall see all these things, know that it is near, even at the doors. And if you want to know what all of those things is that he's referring to, you got to start at verse 1, Matthew 24, verse 1. And the disciples asked the Lord, how will we know when you're coming back? What is going to be some signs to know when you're going to come back? I'll just read a couple verses. Verse 6, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. It says, see that ye be not troubled. So that's why we're not troubled in the spirit. We're actually excited in the spirit, because these things got to come to pass in order for us to get the fuck up out of here, man. All right. If you talk about you want the kingdom of heaven, you want to be with your Lord, you want to be with Jesus, well, you should want to see this place melt, because that's the only way you're going to get to see the Lord. And if you calling him Jesus, you ain't going to get to see him anyway. So it says, right. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars, see that ye be not troubled. For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. You see, and that's the thing. People want America to go on, but they want the kingdom of heaven to come too.
Yeah, right.
They want their cake and eat it too.
There you go.
No, man, it don't work like that. You got to pick a side. You either on the side of this so-called white man, which is the physical counterpart, the spiritual demon Satan, okay, or you on the side of Yahawah Rawchaa.
What the scriptures tell you that? The scriptures say, you can't serve two masters, right? You gotta choose between the two. All right, you'll either serve Yahawah while Yahawashi, okay, and love Yahawah Yahawashi, or you would serve Mammon. Mammon is money. So when you go into 2nd Ezra 3, it tell you that the heathen flow in wealth. So that's all they think about is their money, okay, their riches of this earth. And it tell you, what's that, Ezekiel 7, that the silver and gold will be it's going to be a stumbling block.
Yeah, so basically, like if you paying both sides, you Israelite, but you also think that all nations can make it, or you Israelite, but you also don't think America gonna be destroyed in your lifetime, that means that you really serve Mammon.
Yeah.
You fooling yourself, because you can't serve two masters. You're either gonna hate the one and love the other, or love the one and hate the other.
Which also means what? That you're tied with the beast. You're tied with his system. Okay, you have the same mindset as the enemy.
That's why we got this, that's why we got this fuck the world attitude, man, because that's how it has to be. We are not of the world. Right? If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. For all that is in the world, not some things. Lord said, for all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life is not of the Father. And everything in this world falls under one of those three categories: the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life. So we not attached to this world. No way we disconnected from the world. So that's how we even able to recognize that these prophecies is coming to pass.
Right, because it tell you.
New text message from.
It tell you that in 2 Peter, right, that all the elements should be burned out. The elements consist of the things in the world: your cars, your houses, all the precious things that Jake hold dear to themselves.
Yeah, your cousins.
That's right. Your cousins. Big Pookie. You know what I'm saying? Grandma.
Your exes.
Yeah, man. These things Jake hold near to themselves, man. So it's like so they're not looking for the prophecies, because they already got their consolation. They already got, like the scripture say, they already got their this is their kingdom. They living in their kingdom already, man. But we seek a one to come. You know what I'm saying? We seek a continuous city. Okay, that kingdom of heaven, man. All right, like it says in Hebrews. All right, so we look for a greater purpose, man. Okay, and we're doing that by the means of prophecy, by measuring the things we see around us by the ways of prophecy, man. Okay, so that we can know how close we are, man. We don't know the exact time, but we know we're really close, man. You know what I'm saying? By the sake of prophecy. So brothers got to understand that the things around us is all happening because of prophecy. So even brothers in this truth, brothers should be on fire and doing more. You know what I'm saying? Ask the Lord to give you an increase so that you can bring more out. You know what I'm saying? That you can, you know what I'm saying? And like the brother said in the beginning, it's so much to cover that you can't cover. Like what we was talking about in the beginning, it's so much to cover, you can't cover everything, man. You know, so like that's beautifully said. You know, as we go into, you only can cover. You got to cover what you can cover, man. Okay, don't worry about what's going into that camp, man. On camera, off camera, a little bit. You know, don't worry about your cousins and these niggas in the world, man. Just stick to it, man. All right, whatever the spirit tell you to bring out, you bring out, man. If it's one topic the brother talked about, you go into the same topic. The spirit on you, go on the same topic, go on the same topic, bro. Bring out other precepts. The book is infinite knowledge, man. There's always more points to be expounded upon, man. You know what I'm saying? So just something quick through the spirit, man. You know what I'm saying? Just wanted to, just whatever the spirit came in, you know, how I was gonna bring it. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, Lord willing, this was edifying. Again, I want to give all honor and glory unto Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, and HaQadash. Double honor to our apostle. It was a great meal. So again, who grew well, teacher on sound doctrine, strong shalom to the hopeful elect, and the rest of the large multitude of men, women, and children that the Lord will have mercy on in these perilous meaning dangerous, these dangerous times, man. These evil meaning bad times. Okay, these bad times. Meaning time and ill meaning bad. All right. So until next time, shalom.